How y'all doing? Welcome to Godspeed TV. It's your boy Pomo. And like usual, every time I start a TV show, my chop come through. Yes, sir. Tonight we're going to talk about the Sahu avatar. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people be wondering what's wrong with the young kids. With like, what's, you know, what the youth, what's in their mind? What's really going on? Why they like this, you know? Like how we get from Fred Hampton to this. You know what I'm saying? And just a side note, if you're listening, just to color your mind, you want to know what's in the mind of Sahu. Just imagine as he wake up and this is his breakfast. Wrap snacks, little baby, all in flavor. Salt, vinegar, barbecue, onion, garlic, and more. Like I said, enjoy the show.
So we getting it cracking. Today is September 12th, 2013. This is going to be a special episode because we're going to be breaking down one of our favorite avatars, which is the Sahu avatar. If you're not familiar with what that is, after tonight, you will definitely have a good, excellent understanding of exactly who Sahu is and what he means to Hood X. We should have a couple of the brothers calling in a few moments. It's www.hoodx.com. You can sign up, blow back, check out the link, you know, post a couple of your blogs up, get it in, you know, that's what we do. So, like I said, tonight's episode is all about Sahu. Sahu, everybody knows Sahu. Sahu avatar is, he's known, he's infamous, you know, throughout Hood X. He's, ain't no secret, everybody know who he is. He's a beast.
Dump the Glock, show me it work or something. Hey, that chopper get to shaking like it twerk or something. Just be patient till them perkins come. And you can't come around the spot unless you're trying to purchase something. A different kill around me each and every day. And too much movement can get you shot up in your face. They need a murder case because them boys done leave a trace. I hope this song right here run up some millions in a day. They ask about me, they gon' tell you I don't play. I need my money right away, I don't know how to wait. Remixing the bowls, I filled them halfway up with shake. And this shit was OG, but I charged them like it was cake. Then I send the drops and lift that shit for show. And when they do say yeah, we get to screaming out, let's go. Know I fuck on bitches, he gon' have his hoe. And you wasn't in the trap before I got hold to them bowls. All these beans with us, it look like laser quit. Yeah, I was born rich, I just ain't got my payment yet. They constantly asking why I ain't signed to a label yet. Now if you wanna scream out brr, you gotta pay for that. Dump the Glock, show me it work or something. Hey, that chopper get to shaking like it twerk or something. Just be patient till them perkins come. And you can't come around the spot unless you trying to purchase something.
I can, what I want to do is actually read from the Hood X lit. If you go to google.com and just type in the Sahu avatar, and you can read along with me for yourself, or you can, you know, look it up later on if you want. The Sahu avatar is, I'm bringing it up right now. I'm ready to see you can check it out. All right, the Sahu avatar reads like this. We'll say, the new class of lower self beings, drones, who have no conscious order, inner structure, or knowledge of self whatsoever. Ruled by planet Mars, he has no control over his aggression and warlike tendencies. This puts him in the MC squared equals E lit. His mind and R6 programming is on autopilot, which is further mutilated by Kush, marijuana, alcohol, X pills, and Molly.
And lean. And let's see what he's talking about. Who could we be? Who could it be? Who could it be? Quando Rondo. So shall we see.
And the new school right here, he just dropped the album. My man.
I want y'all to listen to this nigga and tell me do you understand what Sahu's saying.
From the neighborhood to the office.
Remember the mom, Molly, and the lean.
He on this Tony Montana shit right now.
Right.
Feeling good.
He sound like Tony Montana. El Chapo. What the fuck you talking about? How you gonna do it? Tony Montana and sound like El Chapo. Man, you need to put that lean down, nigga.
I feel that. It feel like a top of the world. I see you in the spot.
That nigga looking at him like he crazy. Nigga, sit up.
Looking alright out here, man.
No, sit up, nigga. What?
Yeah.
The fuck you say?
Feel good when you see stuff like that?
Yeah, man, I look at it, man, and I keep on going, man. I keep grinding, man, and I strive, man.
The fuck is you talking about? Nigga, you on TV. This is an interview. Sit
I'm in
up.
a frenzy right now.
Stop leaning for you waste the ashes on the nigga.
What's going on from the neighborhood to the stage?
Oh, Sahu, come on.
It feels like it's something happening. You feel like that?
And I think it feel like that. You, mama.
Nigga, stop talking like that.
Yeah.
It's finally fucking coming, man.
Finally here.
And I love it, man.
Does it feel any different?
Oh,
It
my
feels
God.
a whole lot fucking different. man.
Niggas, sit up, man, and don't get the ashes. You wasting them on the niggas' knee and shit.
Fucking continents, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I got unreached love
What?
in a fucking Great Wall of China, man.
Oh, who? Wait, who?
Yeah.
A rich watch? China?
All reach logo. All right. So I just want to get into the album a little bit. You got the In My Section record. I like that joint a lot. And it's a line where you like, you know, Dirk told me treat the rap game like the trap game, like a street,
Like the dope,
like a dope game.
Right. Now, what you gonna say? Tell me something good, boy. Tell me
Dirk,
something.
partner, Dirk, a nigga named Joe Dirt. Shit, treat the rap game like the dope game. Shit.
Sit up, nigga.
Same,
Nigga, sit up.
In what way?
Shit.
The guy bigger than you, boo.
You gotta stack that money, number two.
Well, okay. So let's I want to go to Sahu 101. The next universe we're finna go to is Sahu talking about his knowledge, and I want to share with y'all because he had a lot of knowledge and wisdom and understanding behind all that. I swear, these are high mathematical wizardry, and I want you to pay close attention. And if you have to, rewind because this shit gonna come out so knowledge powerful that you might have to rewind it and play it over. So let's start.
The big shots, this shots to London with Pump Rocks.
Sahu 101.
Bitch, I got my own fight, don't need security.
Sahu school, y'all. This is
The first word is members.
okay. Who?
You know, who you members for term, like y'all might say friends or
You might have to rewind that, y'all.
Whatever, I just call the members.
That's too much wisdom.
Use it in a sentence.
It's just me and 8 bad bitches were members that
What? Oh,
Gave it.
gave.
oh my God, that's too gay.
Gave it is like
I ain't never,
sauce
man,
up,
please.
I'm giving it right now.
This nigga got goddamn it, that morphine on that knowledge.
Like showing out like you
I see.
30.
30.
30, yeah. That's
We chopped off.
what? Oh man, I'm learning tonight.
Certified.
It's okay. Certified. I'm learning tonight.
CMO. Certified members on.
I might have to rewind all this knowledge and this shit.
Come get it back in blood.
I might have to rewind that.
This keeps him in a highly reactive state. Sahu's next move is always unpredictable.
For sure.
Gotta watch out for the snakes. That's number 3. And that shit just go on and on. You gotta treat that motherfucker like a dope game.
Yeah.
Sit up,
I
nigga.
mean, when I'm listening to the records, I know like as far as the dope game, like you wasn't heavy on the trap and shit. Like it felt like you was busting licks and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I grew up.
What? What the fuck? Sit up. What is you talking about?
I'm a rapper, man. I ain't never been a trapper. I've been I used to sling that iron and shit like that.
Oh, okay, around your grandma. So let's see what that do. He said sling that iron. We're gonna go to Hood X Lick, accepting of the chaos. But subconsciously, we accept the fact that although we are Black Africans living in America, we must put that aside in order to live a day-to-day in America. When the brain overrides the heart, the moment that you realize that you're going to be spending a lot of time doing something like him fucking with this goofy dude, Quando Rondo, some bullshit that you much would rather be doing something else. But you realize that you have to do this in order to survive. So if you don't interview Carlo Rondo, he's going to lose his job. This thought would eventually lead to overriding the quest to understand God. Really? Let's start right there and see let's see how that goes.
Yeah, no cap.
Nah, it's crazy, man. Just like a large part of your story is just, street shit and what you've been dealing with and growing up in that environment in Savannah, Georgia, where you out.
Sit up, nigga.
That's all I know. That's all I still know. That shit ain't never going nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Subconscious believing that America makes and Jezebel lifestyle is better than living their life as a priest or a secluded monk. The reason why people don't look for God in everything that they do. The reason why someone subconsciously put material, tangible items first and put God second. Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah. But you don't ever think just the streets and the street mentality. Sometimes that shit can get you fucked up when you're dealing with the business world. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't in the streets. Shit, I love the hood. The hood just ain't love me.
Means like mentality as far as?
He wasting ashes. Hey, get in the ashtray. Sit up, nigga. Damn.
You mean just the mentality of the streets ain't never left you?
He ain't trying to be here.
Man, shit.
Can I answer that? 7, subconsciously choosing to live 2 or 3 incomplete. That's why he talking like Tony Montana and talking about he Chapo. And sometimes hypocritical lives instead of one complete harmonious life. Justifying why it is justifying why it isn't possible instead of why it is possible. Realizing that you can't leave the hood. So instead you become ghetto fabulous. Let's see.
I am the streets. How can I leave?
Yeah.
Godspeed.
I feel you.
Playing with me. It's going to be God body or nothing.
So look, I was listening to we got the Imperfect Flowers record. Fire. Just dropped the video. I like it. You talking real open on there, and like just the visual is, it's the casket is.
I'm really talking like a grown man.
Yeah.
Sit up like a grown man.
I am a grown man, but I'm really talking like.
Nigga, how your pants sagging and you sitting down? Like, what the fuck is going on here, church? You a grown man?
Talking that shit on there.
Stop wasting them goddamn ashes on this couch.
It's just like, there's the
y'all
coffin, there's people looking at you. You got the all white on, and I know in some records you talk about just like death and that thought. Do shit, does shit like that cross your mind? Like just thinking about death and all that.
The second jewel. Sahu started out as one of the figures who was taught the culture of death by his parents and his brother Mason.
Now let's go to figure. What the fuck is a figure? A figure in hoodx.com is 1, the beginning stage of turning into a Mason avatar. The fruits of what niggas produce. Not the actual nigga standing there himself, but the avatar of the nigga. The predictable clothes, accessories, behavior, food, drugs that nigga will indulge in based on what the MK Ultra program tells him to do. 3, if a rapper says to wear Jordan shoes, then a figure go get the shoes so they can become a nigga. If a comedian talks about smoking a certain type of weed, then the figure will not rest until they try that weed and become a nigga. If a new movie comes out that all the niggas are in, that all the niggas are talking about, then the figure will have to go and see the movie so they can become a nigga. 4, the Negro customer wanted to be told what is cool and what to buy. He wants to be hypnotized and told what is cool by a nigga and no one else. 5, the one who sees the nigga lifestyle as somewhat enlightening. And by displaying that type of behavior, it makes them smarter than the sellouts who gave in to the system. 6, figures usually spend most of their time trying to get money so they can feed their addiction, whether it's drugs, food, entertainment, jewelry, etc. They always have money, but they can't save it because they keep buying nigga products. Hood X.
I feel like death around the corner.
Wow.
Cause it is, man.
I hope not, nigga. The corner that's not that far. That should need to be down the hallway, my nigga. You got a long way to go. You 20 years old.
Man.
You want that around the corner, bro.
Let's see why he see that death around the corner. Let's go to R6 implants out of the hoodx.com lit. R6 implants. Maybe could it be in Scientology? There's a concept of our soul being sucked into it and attached into an electric ribbon that creates a standing wave of vacuum zones around the world. This give the effect that somewhere there is a room full of people watching all the drama that we are experiencing. 2, in the film Matrix, Neo is awakened in a pod and finds everyone asleep. The dream that everyone else has experienced is known as the Matrix. The R6 implant is not the Matrix itself, but the actual programming of the Matrix, which gives off the illusion that all of our decisions are being watched on the movie screen by a room full of people. This causes desperation, making people to put their life on the line. The programming of how your life is supposed to play out. The vision that you saw as a child of how you were going to live as an adult. This includes memories from past lives, future lives that the audience watches as your life plays out like a movie. These thoughts start out as engrams, which are later verified that King Bond shit that happened that night in the life by implants. The R6 implant that makes people find who they really are. I see death around the corner to see his resurrection ain't the death and the real death, but he talking about that death. But death around the corner is him finding out who he really is resurrecting. That nigga grandma praying for him. It is natural programming beyond surviving. The reason why people see their life as a movie, the solar self rests comfortably, watching its drama play out through our eyes. The lunar self, the planetary self, the Mars self, the Venus self, etc., all watch the drama play out through your eyes and try to manipulate the movie. Eventually, the movie become a video game with everyone holding a controller. So the movie must be reset. Godspeed.
This normally would put Sahu under the acceptance of the chaos list. However, Sahu's R6 programming is equivalent to the chaos. He literally is chaos. So people are caught off guard and forced to accept him and his behavior. He is the one who mutilates the family by making others accept his chaotic ways.
Morning around the corner. He's right there though. Death around the corner. Shit, you gotta die one day. Ain't no running from that shit.
Nah, but you want to prevent it for as long as you can, right?
Ain't no such thing as dodging death.
Oh, that's high knowledge.
It's something
what?
On before your time, though.
Shit, this nigga snap.
Had a lot.
When you can hear his ass, understand what the fuck he's saying.
Death around the corner.
You gonna give me some pub for that title right there? Now that we in here, shout a nigga out or something. El Chapo.
Gotcha.
All right.
Sound like
so,
Scarface to me.
Now I know, a lot of your story. I was watching a documentary on you. You kind of just talking about, Savannah, Georgia, and how you grew up.
Now let's talk about Savannah, Georgia, how he grew up and why he talking about death around the corner. So let's go back to hoodx.com, hoodx lick, death, DEF, skull and bones. CCDD, being locked into the agent of chaos, creating the manifestation of the spirit, being locked into a walking coffin known as death. Set. Asa. The Beatles in the coffin. Indiana Jones. The combination of death and death, this is similar to the skull and bones, which is a symbol of death, but not in the physical. It is the willing decision to put yourself to sleep by watching movies, listening to music, and engaging in activities that are calcifying your pineal gland and short-circuiting your solar self. Akashic records are the real R6. 3, manufactured by Decepticon. It traveled along through the ether until developing into digital R5 blue real energy. It mutilates the natural flow of the R6 and scatters the one natural avatar in the mind into fragments version of itself, known as the motherfuckers in between. You build altars. Death makes the decisions. DEF make the decisions making process very difficult because there are holographic avatars like he talking about this Tony Montana, but then at the same time it's supposed to be sounding like Chapo, whatever. Godspeed. You moving through the R6 instead of Asa, the one traveling in his boat. Death is symbolic in the death of Asa. 5, by scattering the mind into fragmented pieces, it keeps people open to the power of suggestion. And CCDD, a symptom of this is someone falling under the I ain't said shit lit or put your life on the line lit. This is due to the R6 addiction to exaggerate the drama and not being able to find sacred congruence. Why you say that? Because let's see.
You know, your pops being in and out of jail and shit like that. And I know, like, jail's a large part of your story, like, just coming up and being in juvenile. Do you feel like those things are related? Like, just the fact that you kind of came from that environment and going there?
Shit, I mean, man.
Sit up, nigga. Don't waste the matches. Sit up.
Was it hard though? Cause you saying crazy shit, bro. You say you've been on probation since 12, though. That's not like a normal thing. Like you've been in bondage since you was a kid, dog.
Wait, right.
Shit, I just
sit up, nigga.
Like that, for real.
What?
Yeah. But shit, fuck it. I'm on some whole nother shit, man.
You on a whole nother type of time right now?
Man, I just I live life, by having some shit come to me, that's how I'm gonna go about that shit. I ain't running from nothing, I ain't hiding from nothing. I ain't walking to nothing, and I ain't motherfucking sliding from nothing.
Yeah.
The person that give off the most exit wounds and tell of the acceptance of the chaos. Okay, let's slow down. The person that gives off the most exit wounds and tells of acceptance of the chaos, they intentionally choose darkness over light, but only at the subconscious level due to the scattered motherfuckers in between. This is similar to the stand-unders, but the difference is that DEF or death is actually what the stand-unders are spreading. 7, the process called jumping in a coffin is what he's talking about now. It's symbolic of the higher self willingly going into the lower self and being fully aware. This can also be called the Tony Fabo avatar. The coffin is symbolic of the vessel that holds the spirit and keep it locked into physical, tangible reality. If one is not aware that they are in a lower self, typically they are spreading death. Now, when we talk about zodiac, when we say negative water sign, negative this, negative fire, it's the lower self when you don't like us saying it. When you like us saying it, it's the higher self. So when we play something under the zodiac, you say, "Oh, you talking about me? I don't like that." That's what we talking about. Yeah, that's the lower self. But if we say some good shit, then you see that's how it go. 8, the original slang of DEF meant great, awesome, or terrific. However, it was typical used in a circumstance similar to when someone used the word bad for someone that actually was good. Another word similar is to wicked, which was mainstreamed by Ice Cube during the 90s. The original rebellion nature of death was locked into the physical by Def Jam Records when it was combined with the original slang during the 80s. You know, KRS-One now. The word death eventually took hold to a different meaning as hip-hop principles became mutilated by mainstream. This is why you see many rappers wearing clothes that symbolize darkness, death, skulls, and bones. Wait.
Yeah, I never just got down there like that. But I just be chilling, I just be sipping lean and shit. Yeah,
what's it about lean that get you off? Like, wow.
The volume cool. This nigga just down there sliding on the floor, wasting ashes. Got his arm around the man. Quando, quick. Then put your arm right and sit up.
Shit, man, we had people die from that shit, man. That's why I said I want you around the corner, my nigga. I want you up the hallway. We want that death up the hallway.
Man, I just be sipping lean and shit, but I really don't know what's going on.
I know you don't, nigga. You don't even know what's going on now. Sit up, nigga.
So talk to me just about the project, like as far as the creation of it. Do you approach it the same way as you approach the old tape? Is it the same style of writing and coming up with the music?
I really sip lean that whole mixtape.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I lean in my feelings, that shit.
Oh, okay.
That lean, man.
And sit your ass up.
Man, that shit just
dump them on the ashtray, not the floor.
Now I'm on the lean.
I know. When you in this bitch tweaking.
Nah, I'm about to go to the studio.
Does it helps your creative process, you feel like?
Shit made me think better.
The third chamber. Sahu usually doesn't wake up in the morning until 11 a.m. or noon. Because of this, he misses out on his morning blessings from the sun and the birds. Sahu wakes up already locked into a world of chaotic energy. Wherever Sahu lives, there is usually someone staying there temporarily, or he will be temporarily staying at someone else's house.
You reached a milestone that very few artists ever reach. And really?
I got adopted when I was like 2 years old.
Okay. So you didn't grow up with your biological mother?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you meet your biological mother?
Now he talking to a white dude. He talking about no sir, no sir. Now the other talk, in the universe, he was talking to a brother. Does that sound when you were in school? When you go outside, you start cussing.
Daddy was fighting or something like that, and the iron fell or something like that and burned my leg. And you know how her mom is. This before she was like family on drugs and stuff like that.
Okay, well, let's just go back to the black dude interview.
How you balance it though, dog? Like just the balance of being able to. You don't want to. Obviously, you don't want to do too much. You know what I'm saying? What's the balance like?
Sipping that shit, but I really don't be knowing.
And sit up, man.
I just be drinking
What?
that shit.
What?
You don't want to. You know what I'm saying? We seen bad shit happen. We just witnessed. We seen Fredo. We done seen Mac Miller. We don't want that shit to happen. You got a lot of shit to look forward to.
That's true, bro.
Wait. White supremacy. Let's go to white supremacy then. Let's see how he sound under white supremacy.
She burned.
I can hear him.
My leg.
He can talk. Toby can talk.
My parents did it because my mama was
crying.
like, "Oh, he'll be all right." Like she wasn't thinking it was that bad, I guess. And I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. When Child Protective Services came and took you?
Yeah.
And you were like 2 years old?
Yeah, because I figured I think they took me to the hospital a couple days later, and the hospital seen that the burn was, you feel me, like a kind of a bad burn.
This completely disrupts his sleeping patterns known as the circadian rhythm. This rhythm is reprogrammed by the Decepticon as the mainstream manipulates Sahu's powerful circadian rhythm and keeps him locked into the vibrations of the lower three chakras.
Doing this interview, I saw your other interviews where you was wearing like a ski mask and all that, and I was like, I'm not really interested in talking to this, but I gotta say, I looked at your rap sheet, I looked at your weed charges, smoking weed in front of your kid on the gram, and different things you've been going through. And I know it's sensitive, but how you feel about everything that's going on?
I got big wings, so
What, nigga?
I'm talking about the devil be on my heels, but I got big wings.
I thought you said chicken wings.
There's a lot of stuff. It's like it
He said I
does
eat
seem like
big chicken wings. That was the answer.
Listen, I've been in and out since a baby.
Really? How old were you the first time?
14.
Yeah. When you look at all the stuff that you got on your rap sheet, right? Everything that you've been charged with, how much do you take accountability for? How much was it your circumstances, right? Because a lot of things happen with people where they come from.
I mean, shit, when you look at me, you won't even, like, think. I be walking around smiling like, what?
I see you laughing.
You always. That's kind of the view we always see is smiling and laughing.
Yeah. So, you know, ain't nothing worse.
What happened to that charity you supposed to get to?
And I can already accept that. So, like, whatever.
What, nigga?
Hey.
The fourth chamber. Sahu's mother, Jamaica, was a pimp. His father was a hitman. After Seth mutilated Sahu's family, he used Sahu as a drone to cause further CCDD in Hood X.
Were you around a lot of death growing up as well?
Death right around the corner. You know, prison, my next door neighbor.
Why they keep saying death around the corner? DEF. Godspeed.
Where you at? Broward County, Florida. Yeah.
Sahu was exposed to the madness at an early age. He was diagnosed with ADD and bipolar disorder. He was given medication that made him dependent upon chemicals in order to bring him into a state of balance.
And you're Haitian too, Jacques Passe and all that.
Hey.
I love that. I love that you embrace your Haitian heritage like that too.
Right.
Do you feel like where you're headed now, like you got more control over your life, and you know you're making a lot of money, making a lot of decisions for yourself?
God in control.
Oh, okay.
I'm just sitting back. I'm laid back in the Maybach.
This completely disrupts his alkalinity, keeping him in a highly sensitive state, controlled by medication and drugs.
That's true. But I ain't gonna overdo it. But I'm just be sipping that shit.
Yeah.
But I really don't be.
Yeah. Not too crazy.
Know what's going on.
All right. So talk to me. What do you feel like was your like a record that stands out to you on the tape? Because obviously the Scar from Love went crazy. You've been, that dropped a while ago, but you, like you said, it allowed you to open up.
I fought with that song.
Nigga, sit up.
I fuck with that song too.
Don't, man, ask them
talking
motherfucking
crazy.
asses.
You opening up about your relationship.
We slang that rod in the streets.
What, nigga, sit
I
up?
go hard in the streets. I left my heart in the streets. You hard in the streets. It's got the pride in the streets.
Yeah.
MK Ultra programs his R6 programming while keeping him in a highly reactive and sensitive state. The medication, drugs, and mainstream programming make Sahu's unreality much more vivid in his mind. The fifth chamber. Because Sahu is a product of death, he naturally assumes that drugs, alcohol, crime, and jail are perfectly normal of someone his demographic to his experience.
Okay, so who was the family that adopted you? Was it they related to you at all, or no?
Yeah, my family, my grandmother, my daddy's real mom, sister adopted me, and my brother.
Your great aunt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's not like you were adopted to just some strangers, just another family, another set of families took you in.
Yeah, but a whole nother side who really ain't had nothing to do with me took me in.
Right. Was that a little weird growing up in that type of environment?
I mean, not till I got to a certain age where I noticed, like, this my family, but this my real family. Yeah. Like, this still my family, but you feel me? My family is my biological mama people. Like, this who I really would have been growing up with. So it was kind of strange after I got older, but the lady I call my grandmother, which is my grand aunt, she took care of me till I turned a certain age and started going back and forth to juvenile.
Okay.
All 9 of his mental avatars have been removed from his pineal gland and replaced with mutilated motherfuckers in between. This gives Sahu fucked up pipe. He has never had a higher thought in his life. The 6th chamber. Sahu is highly attracted to the culture of death. He is looked upon by the figures. He is looked up to by the figures. His name usually comes up while Delilah is smoking crack with her friend.
Now, from my understanding, like, not trying to, I don't want nobody to think I'm chasing clout, bringing their name up and stuff, but at the end of the day, man, I'm like, it ain't about no clout. Like, I got, man, like when people be saying, like, people chasing clout and stuff, how, man, like,
come on, man, get to the point.
Like, man, I don't care about no clout. Like, I got 3 million followers. Like,
okay.
Like, I ain't tripping about no clout. What do I need clout for?
Oh, right.
But
okay. Sit up, nigga.
Man, it was a love. It was a.
Because Delilah want to smoke crack. She want to hear what you got to say.
Big bro. I want to say his name.
Better not.
You feel me? You know what I'm talking about? Cool. That was on my album. Okay. Like, it was all love with us from my understanding.
I've heard you say positive things about him.
You feel me?
As an artist. And y'all hung out.
Man, listen, like,
His name brings a thrill to Delilah. She seems to like Sahu more than Samson, who is trying to find knowledge himself. Sahu's ignorance seems masculine to Delilah, who has never been exposed to a man who has sacred congruence. Kill or be killed is Sahu's mind frame.
Okay. Was your mom coming around during like the early years?
she came around to, listen, I went to, when I was like 11, my first time going to juvenile, I was like 11.
Yeah.
I've been going back and forth. I spent half of my, from 11 all the way to 16, I really spent all that time being locked up.
Yeah.
You did what I'm saying? So by the time I got out of juvenile, like
This nigga sober, y'all.
I did 2 years.
White supremacy, you sober.
Came home, I was 16. I was
You
like,
think this is a probation
2
officer?
months before I turned 17.
Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. He next to a brother.
She keep my pints, I sip that lean. I told that Glock with a big red beam. She keep my pints, I sip that lean. That was my favorite.
What motherfucker? What? Sit up.
Yeah, you ever heard my song Neighborhood Hero?
Oh, this man.
Yeah.
All right, well, go back to white supremacy.
So I was already kind of like in my own mindset. Like I've been raised up in juvenile, so all I knew was, you feel me?
He talking to him like he talking to a counselor at school.
And thugging and on some, always on some fuck shit. You feel me? I had my own mind. I raised myself in the juvenile, so by the time I came home, I was kind of already. By the time I came home, I was about to be 17, so I was already damn near looked at as an adult. So around the time my mama came around, I had enough sense and enough respect to know, like, all right, this is my real mama.
What am I supposed to do if somebody is trying to kill me? I'm going to kill them first, he proclaims on a daily basis. This is his only option. This mindset keeps him locked further into a state of CCDD.
You feel me? I ain't gonna disrespect her in no kind of way, because that's my real mama. But everything seemed kind of fake. Like, you feel me? The love she tried to show and shit, I never really looked at it like, you feel me?
I mean, she's kind of a stranger to
Yeah,
a certain degree.
Yeah.
She's not the one that was changing your diapers and, you know, I mean, 2 years old, you're barely walking.
Like Samson, the 8th chamber, like Samson, Sahu's legal status is in turmoil. He has a criminal background which prevents him from finding a normal job. His driver's license is typically suspended due to unpaid tickets or child support. He has a warrant out for his arrest every few months. Sahu is constantly stopped by the police, who knows his face and ways. Sahu and the police are natural enemies.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
sure.
you're so she wasn't really coming around from 2 to 11 like that.
Man, like I say, by the time I was 11, my mama was still on drugs, and I started going to juvenile. So,
Okay, I understand.
Feel me?
Okay.
But I actually ended up moving with her once I got out of juvenile. I still stayed with my adopted mama, and I was toting guns and all type of stuff.
Now we have the 9th and final chamber. Sahu is known as the gatekeeper to higher dimensions and for that. He is the local drug dealer who everybody knows. Set allowed him to rule over the substances that will unlock portals of CCDD in men and women. Set is aware that our sect can control the mainstream and awaken the sleeping giant. He is also aware that humans naturally have a mental defense mechanism against advertisers and typical mainstream programs. It is just a matter of time before someone cuts off the television and the radio.
Yeah.
That's my favorite song. We ain't get to make the tape because of clearance.
That's your favorite song that you ever wrote?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been speaking for real on that. I was. Yeah, I just was.
Still getting shit on there.
Yeah.
What?
I really
You was
feel
what?
like. I really feel like.
Dump them ashes right. Sit
I
up.
ain't at that level yet.
What?
What you mean? Like in terms of your
What he say?
popularity? In terms of what?
What did he say? You sit next to him,
I
right?
feel like I ain't got down.
Sit up, nigga.
I really feel like that.
That's fucked up. See, he next to an elder, a brother. This nigga all on the floor. Get
I'm
up.
trying to think of
The word.
the exact thing that I'm trying to.
What level you want to be on?
What the fuck is you talking about?
You mean like as a rapper? You mean as
like nigga, sit up.
Person?
I ain't at that level where people ain't realize that I really be speaking.
In order to correct this fundamental flaw, Set allowed Jehu flood Hood X with drugs to bring these Manchurian candidates back to a more chaotic and suggestive state, causing them to turn the television and the radio back on in order for the Manchurian candidates to properly align their R6 up with the manufactured culture of death.
You feel me? And my adopted mama, she like the Jesus type, like always went to church. She always prayed, always told us to pray and always prayed for us and stuff. So she was super holy. So any bad spirit, she didn't really want it around her. So she told me one day she put me out. She was like, shit. She was like, I can't do it no more. You can't come back here. And that's when I started getting the deeper shit.
All right, that's straight from hoodx.com. The Sahu avatar, that is the actual lit. Now you can Google the Sahu avatar and read it for yourself. And you read the same thing and share with your friends, share on your Facebook. The Sahu avatar is not, it's been around for, what's the date on this? He was put up there in March of 2013, but we came up with the concept almost about a year prior to actually putting it, on hoodx.com. So the avatar, we've always noticed these trends in HoodX, but we wanted to diagnose them. So, anybody who saw this would be able to quickly diagnose these symptoms and characteristics of what we call Sahu. Because, while you're in the hood, you see a lot of the same behavior, the same patterns, the same trends over and over again.
And a Maybach. Yeah, literally. And you went out to LA, right? You now spend most of your time out there working. Yeah. How do you like the LA life?
Shit, it's a different time zone, so I'm in a different mind zone, like different atmosphere.
How long was the build for you? Because I remember like 2 or 3 years ago, it felt like when your name popped up, it felt like when you hit the mainstream, it happened very quick, and you became a star sort of overnight. And then there was the controversy and all these different things. But how long was the actual build for you musically that you were working on?
Yeah, you were Grammy nominated, right?
Of course.
Your name was on it.
That must be interesting too. Like that's a pretty unique experience to have a recent record that essentially the record's named after you, right? Yeah. And yet it was number 1 on Billboard. She's become the biggest pop star in the world, and her call to the number 1 calling card she has is your his
flow. It was his flow, really,
and called Bodak.
Yeah, and
I don't know, but I know I get me.
Okay.
Where did you get your sort of the thing that draws me to your music, and I think that separates you from a lot of the other, although you're from a part of the world that's been making some of the best music in hip hop the last 4 years. I mean, Florida has really set the tone musically.
A lot of great guys.
Why you think?
Cause I really be saying real shit.
do be saying
I
some
feel
real
like
shit.
you don't get noticed, but that's why I'm gonna keep grinding. It's a lot of rappers my age really be talking that shit that ain't really getting noticed yet, but it's just a grind. Like Polo G, he be
had him on the tape, spitting some shit.
Yeah, that's my dude. I don't talk to him every day, but we 100.
Yeah.
I fuck with him. I
Shout
fuck
out to
with
Polo G. Word.
100. I fuck with 140 Sound Cowboy.
God do that. That's why I made Calling My Spirit, because I feel like it be spirits.
What, nigga? What?
There's something about you, and I don't know what it is. I think
This nigga didn't say shit and said something.
The melodies and the general craziness of your character that gives me for me reminds me of Old Dirty Bastard.
Cal, nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cal for sure.
I mess it. Yeah, I fuck with Cowboy. Little Young and Nash be saying some shit.
Yeah. Well, obviously you know.
This nigga over here grinding his
Young
teeth.
Boy is a part of your story. You know what I'm saying? You obviously fuck with him. Like, what does that relationship mean to you?
Bro, me and Young Boy just want to die about it.
Yeah.
On the scene, but I don't want to talk about that, bro.
Nah.
Yeah.
But they never actually get diagnosed. And by us diagnosing Sahu and giving it a name with the trends and the programming, and it makes it a lot more obvious, you know, that it's really just a mainstream programming of where they're trying to keep our minds locked in.
Was she sober by the time you were 17? Was she all clean by that time, or was she still kind of in and out?
I mean, she ended up getting clean for at least 6 months. Then she got clean from, my mom used to, you feel me? She got clean from hard drugs and just, she was all the way clean because, you feel me? My family, her side of the family, my real family, they was the type that, you feel me?
No, talk like you just got to talk.
They see one of us doing something in the streets, like,
it's white
they gonna be there for you like a real family. Like no matter what, they ain't gonna never turn their back on you, no matter what you do. So like my aunties and stuff used to make sure she go to little drug classes and stuff.
His brain ain't got enough words to use for what he's trying to express.
After she started smoking weed or whatever, you feel me? She started feeling herself, like she started turning back to a normal person. Like, all right, I'm gonna just smoke weed. She was going to work smoking the weed and stuff. And my grandma and then my grandma, which is her mama, which is my grandma Terry, she ended up dying for cirrhosis of the liver.
And it's essential that you are able to identify these characteristics and these symptoms and be able to, separate yourself from them, because a lot of the times we don't realize that we're being programmed. We don't realize that that there's an agenda to keep Sahu and keep people like Sahu out moving around. Like, you watch certain videos with with the rappers that's talking about all type of just nonsense. People, I just heard a new song by Gucci Mane and Chief Keef. It's called Darker. They talking about the weed looks darker and the flow is darker. And Chief Keef just signed with Gucci Mane. So they about to put out a whole bunch of this type of music that's supposed to be, sounding like this. And
which is a great compliment. I know we're a bit older.
Unpredictability, you mean?
But it's
melodically,
and just the music kind of just
voice.
Comes. Like, where does the music come from? You can't even quite tell.
Right.
But it's almost like you're just a conduit for music.
Right.
Are you familiar with Old Dirty's work at all, or no?
I think Transporting was off his beat. That song I got, Transporting. I think that was a sample of that. Transport.
But you never listened to him in the early Wu-Tang.
That's a little midget, ain't it?
Nah, you talking about Bushwick Bill, bro. Not Old
That's
Dirty
a midget.
Bastard.
What song he made?
You talking about Mind's Playing Tricks on Me?
Yeah,
Halloween fell on the weekend.
Ain't he ODB?
No.
No.
ODB's with the Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang.
No respect.
How old are you again, Kodak?
21.
Yeah.
And they getting paid thousands and thousands of dollars to keep this type of information and this type of music flowing through the airwaves. And you got to ask yourself, why? Why is that? You know, why do we accept this as part of the culture? Because you understand, Sahu is the end result of all of that type of music, all of that type of programming. You know, when you see the 11-year-old baby dead, you know, when you see the 12-year-old girl shot up, you know, on the block, and people stand around and jock and scream and wonder, you know, how could this have happened? Because you understand there's subconscious programming moving, you know, through what it's more than what you see what's right in front of you. You know, you can go to school, you can go to church, but you know, when you get in the car and cut the radio on, you listening to this music, you got to know that your subconscious is being programmed whether you're aware of it or not.
My biological mama kind of psyched out, and she psyched out to the point where she was, you feel me, like crossing everybody, turning her back on everybody who been there for her and who gonna continue to be there for her. But at the same, while she was going around, like when I say cross, I don't mean like taking up on nobody or nothing. Like she'll just pull up, curse you out, snap on people. Just she was going through it, but at the same time, when she was snapping on everybody else and like just having her ways and shit with everybody else, I'm like, nah, Mom, dude's going through it. One day she came home and was like, "Oh, get out my house! You can't stay here no more." Kick me and my brother out. This nothing but facts. You feel me? I'm like, damn.
You know, and the little kids sitting in the back seat listening to these songs and watching these videos, you know, on the surface, they could still go to school, they still go to church, they can talk educated, you know, but subconsciously, there's no pineal gland, there's no conscious, there's no third eye telling you, you know, that it's the stuff that you're looking at is fake. It's not real. It's for entertainment, you know. And Sahu don't have that. Sahu don't have no conscious. Sahu don't have no subconscious. There's nothing there telling him that what he's looking at is not real. So he actually, this is real life. So
Mondoose ain't never did nothing for a nigga, man. Mondoose kicking a nigga out for no reason. You feel me? I ain't even did nothing. So ever since then, a nigga really ain't. I'm like, man, fuck that shit. I ain't gotta talk to Mondoose, man. I love her, but man, you know how a boy think. I'm thinking like a man. Like, man, I'm about to get out here on my own and show everybody I don't need them. You feel me? So boom, bam. All right, I still talking to my biological mama. But one day I went to my grandma's house and her and her boyfriend came in there. Her and this little dude came in there. I think she was messing with him. I don't really know.
The fuck is you talking about?
My grandma's house, my whole family was over there trying to fight, cursing my grandma.
Like I'm running in circles trying to listen to this nigga think what this.
So my aunties and them made her get out, and her boyfriend ran up like he was about to do something. So you feel me? Me and my partners me and my cousins had jumped them like out the house, like, you feel me? Like, you got a deal. And she called the police on me.
On y'all. Oh, wow.
So, you know, so he's naturally gonna you know, gravitate toward this lifestyle and think that it's perfectly normal. Sahu thinks that it's okay what he's doing. He think it's normal. You know, so he gotta keep going. He gotta keep putting the same behaviors out there and making it cool. Because the younger kids coming up is watching it and they want to follow in those same steps. So it's really important that the mainstream pay these rappers to pay these dancers and pay these producers to keep putting out these records. They get paid millions of dollars to keep this shit going.
Yeah, it's okay.
You gotta learn about ODB, man.
You
You're gonna enjoy it.
appreciate
You're gonna enjoy it. If you do a deep dive on ODB, I really think you'd enjoy it and you'd understand what I mean.
All right.
You dig it.
So this is your first time going around doing interviews. How do you feel about it? You having fun?
It's great. I like it.
You having fun? What do you like the most about it?
Yeah, action. That's it.
Being
What?
free.
Yeah.
But you know there's something potentially bad around the corner, so you're enjoying it as much as you can.
Suck it, baby. That's it.
What?
Wait, suck a child's penis?
How he told us suck a baby dick? Sahu, wow.
Listen, I be locked up my stuff with patent.
Right.
I drop an album and look like I'm an
He piss sensitivity. What? Talk up. He gonna talk shit low.
Talk close to the mic for me.
Well, man, sit up. You talking white supremacy, nigga. You talking all this shit,
Now,
but
when I
you
first
scared
heard
leaning
you
all the way back
rapping, I
there.
didn't understand what you were saying.
I
It's
did.
like,
The fuck, I didn't need the church.
it's like how you talk.
My twang.
I really went in
No,
and started
talk up.
reading your lyrics because it was what was the song? You don't believe in jeans, peace. But I thought it was dope. I thought it was dope, the song, because it was like you were talking about how you couldn't believe in people and they believed in things that were, or they said they believed in things that were actually fake and they were just contradicting themselves. I thought it was a dope ass record.
Some people probably just listen to it, don't listen to the words and stuff. Cause I be noticing like the songs that I really drop, they really be for the streets, right? But like them type of songs don't hit the radio. Like y'all ain't finna play that. Like
Now, some is
when I'm
not for
talking about
mainstream
pain,
consumption.
y'all wanna play blah 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 bullshit, right?
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
that's what y'all
We
play.
agree with you.
So I kind of made. I really ain't really like kind of. But
What?
Well, you thought it was like simple?
This nigga talk without
That was
talking.
like too basic?
I kind of made it like with the new wave, like all that stuff.
Oh,
but I
right,
was
right.
still kind of like really talking about like
So you like getting to these raps, though. You like really getting to these raps.
yeah.
You know, so Sahu ain't going nowhere. So it's best that you understand who he is and what he represents in the hood. I think we got a couple of brothers on the line. We taking questions. Anybody? I see we got a couple of people on the line.
Blood, what's up? This is motherfucking Pomo.
What's the lick? What's the lyric read?
I just dropped out of Hood X. I just came out of Hood X, walked out the Hood X world universe. So you want to break down the Sahu real quick to give them a further
I
understanding?
just read those, bro.
You read it?
Who don't know, that's my brother Pomo. Yeah, I read the whole lick. I read the whole.
Okay. So we pretty much like they had this video on Ryan the other day about when they showed the little guys come in, Sahu with the mask on, come in, shoot another little brother, and then they get to whooping them, and then they shoot him 5 times in the face, and then they get to whooping them, and then they take his book bag.
She really called the police on me because I was doing the most. Like, I was really trying to hit him and, you feel me, get him out of the way because he just came in my grandma's house.
Your mom called the police on her own son because he was basically beating up her boyfriend because her boyfriend was acting up.
Baby boy.
That's crazy. So she took her boyfriend's side over you.
Automatic
That's how I
programming.
feel. Exactly. I never really
I
told
know.
nobody
Nigga,
how
you
I
watching
feel.
too much Baby Boy.
A lot of people might not like this or what I'm saying, but it's the truth. I still love my Deuce and all that, but you feel me? I'm just giving my side.
Look, man, I have drug addicts in my family. I've seen that shit and how, we talking about they were drug addicts 30 years ago and they're still drug addicts today. They still come in and out of rehab. I've told stories, where the kids would come home and all the.
My daddy went to prison when I was like 3. He got out. My daddy did like 12 years.
Wow.
And when he got out of this 12 years, I was in juvenile.
Then they had something on bio the other night.
Go back. Wait, hold on. You kind of came in out the ether with that. Wait, go back.
Well, you know how we
Go
do.
back.
What
What did you say?
just about this guy. They had this video. It was circulating on the internet, and it showed Sahu when he was at the bus station, and these people were standing up. They just started running. Next thing you know, it come a brother running in, falling on the ground. Dude shooting at him, blood all on the floor. Dude grab him. They get to fighting. That dude fighting for his life. He got shot 3 times. He still fighting. Dude drop his gun, get to hit him in the face. Then his buddy, the other Sahu number 2, come in, shoot the dude. Dude grab him, they fight. And then dude grab his gun that was failed, picked it up, shot him again. Then they tussling, then they just get to shooting him, dumping him. Now, remind you, he shot 10 times, but he's still fighting for his life. Then finally, he just gave up. They just shot him in the face 5 more times and walked out. Now, the Caucasian or the Chinese that was standing there, he broke. He ran. Now, imagine what's going to be in his mind every time he see a young black man. Or we can go to the first 48 hours. That's Sahu TV show. That's his number 1 TV. That's Sahu right there. You want to know, anybody out there want to know anything about Sahu? First 48.
So when he came home, I was locked up. And when I came home, he was out. I met him or whatever. We really didn't get along like that because he been gone my whole life. And when he did come home, I've been gone long periods of time. And by the time I came home, finally meet him, he was still like trying to be my daddy.
These niggas passing each other in prison.
Situation like that, but nah, that's
one
my daddy.
going in,
I respect him, I love him because I'm
going
older now. I know what's going on. You only get one mama and daddy, but I really kind of grew up without a father.
Godspeed.
Or a mother.
I really grew up just me and my brother.
Yeah.
First 48 is Sahu TV show. Just like the reality show Basketball Wives, you got Sahu, and Sahu is that younger brother in your family, the one that's not quite of age, but out there wild as hell, you know what I'm saying? Really, you can't control him, you can't really talk to him, he gone from it. But he got perfect reason in his mind for that because, first of all, he has no love or was given any love. Second of all, his parents, you know, they was mutilated. Third of all, he has a conscience, but it's buried under reason. And that's Illuminati reason. So the reason he said he killed is to eat. But if God to feed the birds, I know damn well he'll feed Sahu. But Sahu ain't trying to wait on God. Because like I heard you saying, they got this mainstream shit going, which is putting images in his head, and no one, you don't have nobody tell him what's right and wrong.
Yeah, man. It's a tough way to grow up. And you said that once around 11 or 12 years old, you start going to juvenile?
Yeah.
What did you get locked up for?
First time I ever got locked up. Man, it's crazy because my first run-ins with the juvenile was the lady who adopted me, my great auntie. She the one like got me on my first juvenile case. I was walking in the mall with my little cousins, and I was walking in the mall with my great aunt's sons, her sons, her grandkids, and I can't really remember. It was so long ago, but we was arguing, and I had hit one of them, but not on no trying to hurt them type guy, just on some cousins, you know, like some cousin stuff. And she called the police on me and got me on juvenile papers for simple battery, and that's what kind of made me feel like I didn't belong now.
You don't have nobody to guide him. You know what I'm saying? His father's old man, he sound like an old Sahu. You know what I'm saying? He's standing next to his father. He's really looking for God and the knowledge in his old man. His old man tell him something like, Joe, don't let them hoes get you. You got to pimp them hoes. I'm talking about this ruthless on these streets and always get your money. What kind of shit is that for a 14-year-old little boy? And he looking up to his father.
Why is he telling them this, though? But why is he telling them this?
Because he's mutilated. He has no information. He has no knowledge. He under the Mason Act. You know what I'm saying? The Mason is a grown man who only out for the lower self. Money, cars, hoes, clubs. You know what I'm saying? Nothing of higher value, nothing of nature, nothing of the other, you know, of real substance. The only time he go to God is when the police pop his ass or somebody pop his ass. You know what I'm saying? Or his own little Sahu pop his ass. You know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, he's not searching for knowledge. Mason's searching for the ego to be uplifted. He wants to be the man. He wants to be known. He wants to be the one in the club making it rain. He wants to be the gun holder. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be the Dandada.
Bro, why?
Because there's nothing that's fill that void. You know what I'm saying? He don't have any other images. He don't have any other thoughts. This is what's been gave when you watch movies, Juice, who was the baddest brother, who everybody liked? Tupac. Tupac was the wildest, the craziest one. When you watch shit like Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, these all are out there to program Mason. And Mason, the way he like that, he kind of know his bullshit, but he don't. The farthest he go with him is the church, and that's a dead issue. You see what I'm saying? That's ran by that's a matriarch, so that really sent him farther into chaotic and confusion. Because when he say, "Okay, I'm gonna give my life to God," he thinks church, so he runs straight to the church. The church run him straight up out that motherfucker. Then he go back to the land. Now he's really confused. You see what I'm saying? So he said, "Well, you know, the God thing ain't working, so let me go back to the street." But he don't know God was never in church.
I was like, because it wasn't that serious. That's what made me feel like, dang. Like, little do my people know, but since I've been loved, I always had a powerful mind. I always knew what was going on. Like, I always been ready to face the back. I always knew to prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Well, simple battery doesn't get you 5-6 years.
Oh, no.
So what started to happen once you got into the system?
All right, I got on probation. I went to court for the simple battery. They put me on probation. And I was smoking weed. At around that time. Like, I was a youngin' jumping. Like, I had jumped off the porch, and step by step I was getting deep in the streets.
You want to jump off the porch? When you're on the porch, I figure jump off a nigga.
That's what got me my birth. I did 7 days of juvenile, got out, failed the piss test again. They put me back in juvenile for 14 days. This time I got out, they put me on a leg monitor. When I got out of the leg monitor, I wasn't staying in the house. I wake up and still go outside all day. Don't charge my leg monitor, none of that. Boom, bam. After 20 days of me bucking on house arrest, from staying in the house, my PO came to the house, locked me up like 4, 5 in the morning. I'm so young, I don't know that what I'm doing is wrong. I'm thinking I'm beating the system, thinking because my money paid, I could be outside, but little do I know they still know that I'm outside. All right, went to juvenile again. 9, they like, this is my 3rd time going to juvenile in 3 months. So now I'm at court, and they like, you been here 3 times in 3 months. They tried to put me in this little boot camp. It was actually like a little army boot camp, like you go, you have to wear church shoes, like little shiny shoes, little pants, little army shirt, and you do push-ups and stuff. You mop the floor, wake up early like 6 in the morning, make your bed. You're not locked down though, but you away from your family.
God everywhere. God is in him. But we don't want to talk about Mason too much. That's the bigger brother of the father. We want to go back down to Sahu. You see what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I was just about to ask. Now, hold on. Now, you kind of, I was just about to ask you, what's the difference between Mason Avatar and the Sahu Avatar?
Well, Mason is the older Sahu. Mason is the Sahu who made it and kind of got older and kind of calm a little bit more, maybe about 35, 27, 28, 40, up there. And he kind of just, like, man, I done made it. I just want a job. He want to sit back. He want a little paper in his pocket. He might want to bang on something every now and then. He want to have a nice car. He want to be able to talk to the females.
So you like getting to these raps. You think you get credit for your bars? For the fact that you can actually spit?
They gonna gravitate to it. They gonna gravitate. I don't know when, but they gonna gravitate.
How did, even though it's not your favorite record, how did the record with X come together, and how tight was your relationship?
I really was finna throw it in the trash and stuff because like I have so much music and stuff, but O was like,
oh, you gonna throw it away because you got so much.
Like you finna send it to
It's Mason talking, y'all. We just got to come out the older brother.
I was like, think you should make my album. I had so much songs.
And you were knew each other before that collaboration?
Nah, we ain't knew each other. Like he from where I'm from, but he's from like a whole other section.
Got it.
And how long have you guys been on each other's radar? For a while?
Okay, that year before I came home, I would listen to a song on the radio. Look at me, look at me. I'm like, this shit right. You feel me?
What?
I can't though, like, yeah, you rock with me.
Oh yeah, because when Look at Me blew up, you were gone, and then you came back. It was still such a smash. Yeah, that record took over really big.
What is a ZZ? I printed out your lyrics, so I know what. I pull up in a demon on guard. I know what that is, but what's a ZZ?
I ain't want to call it Z shit, cause like I wanted to be like more radio friendly and stuff. Like I ain't want when you download it on iTunes and it's called Z shit, cause you probably don't want your kid like Z shit. No, I don't download that.
See, Mason,
my kids
kind of grew up now, right? We gotta
But
show
yeah, so I called it ZZ. You feel me?
Like he wants to.
This is Mason you talking about?
Yeah, this is Mason. Mason more into the, you know, he either Sahu to made it past initiation or made it past this, you know, because Sahu expiration date is age 17 to 24. Either he death come before him or he go to jail. So Sahu, you know what I'm saying, if he make it past 24, then he become Mason. And Mason is the oldest Sahu who tired, that fire gone, you know what I'm saying? And just natural evolution of making ignorant man smart if he lives long enough. So Mason is just naturally evolved to where he said, you know what, I learned a lot in life that wild shit don't get you nowhere but death or jail. But it took him about like 30 years to realize that, you know what I'm saying? That's Mason.
Right.
Yeah.
Make it easy.
But what is Z shit though? What is that?
Z, like I'm a Z. Zombie on Earth. So
got it. Got it. So got it.
Did you see Jay-Z
in this world and not others
a
world.
track list of all his favorite songs of 2018, and that was part of it.
that's real.
It's one of it. Did you see that?
I ain't see it.
Kind of tight.
You met Hov?
Mason got a little sense.
I met him at Get It Party.
Great guy.
Did y'all talk at all, or just a quick hello?
We chopped it up real quick.
Oh, it was a formatic avatar.
Tunnel Vision. Let's see, Lockjaw with French You on that joint. Now you got ZZ. These are mainstream records.
Patty Cake's pretty big.
Patty Cake was bigger than those?
No, not bigger than those, but it did its thing though.
And this project that you have coming up, what's the title of it?
Dying to Live.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So he decided who made it. Who made it past the, you know, death or the penitentiary. So he just sitting back, he just want to work a regular job 9 to 5 and he want a good woman. At first he wanted hoes, but now he just want a good woman. Or he want to fuck on a lot of good women, you know what I'm saying? But at first he wasn't thinking about no woman. So he really kind of, you know what I'm saying, want to be quote unquote a good man now. But he has no knowledge. So it's just all input. Like,
so you saying the only difference between Mason and Sahu is the age. That's the only difference. That's what you're saying.
Yep, the only difference is the age and the fire is put out a little bit. The fire degree. Mason ain't burning at 6,000 degrees now. Mason burning at about 2,500 degrees. Sahu burning at 6,000.
And I got in a fight at the little boot camp I was in. Boom bam. And the boot camp actually had little cells, like a couple cells on like every little dorm they had, like 5 cells on every dorm. So when you get in trouble, like you get a disciplinary report, a DR, they'll be like, oh, you got 3 days in a room. They didn't have a lot of cells because it wasn't meant to be locked up, even though you can't get out of it, like, because you're still on juvenile time, like, you feel me? And I kept getting in fights. I was only supposed to do 6 months that they sent me
Get that fire
juvenile.
still.
I did like
Godspeed TV. Subscribe, like, share.
When I went to the juvenile, set like 2-3 more months, and they let me out again. They let me out again on the leg monitor. All right. So now I'm about 12, 13. Matter of fact, I'm 12. I had to be 12. Because that's when I was going to the boot camp.
I can't even remember all this stupid shit.
60 days on the leg monitor. All right, I'm
when you in the world.
Days, but you know how it is when you're young and you see everybody always outside and shit. Niggas started back.
Yeah, that's why we making this shit now, right?
Felt like 60 days wasn't gonna never end. And this time, I cut my leg monitor.
Oh my God. The fuck is going on?
So that's the difference. His fire kind of put out, you know what I'm saying? Eventually Mason will either become Samson which would be he'll fall under the woman. So after a while, he'll just say, you know what? Like they said, the one mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. That's Samson's motto. Woman ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. And the reason Mason becomes Samson is because now he's getting older and now he's really tired. So at 2,500, he's burning at 900 degrees now. So he's really just submissive. You know what I'm saying? Really, like, all I want is a beer and watch the game, and y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. That's how he goes.
Okay, now
you'll see Mason with the red cup.
Somebody got the red cup.
Got the red cup anyway. Red cup, nigga.
Right. Okay, that's Mason. You saying?
That's Mason. The older than Sahu.
Okay.
Dying to Live. What's the collaborations on this? Got.
Of course, Offset and Travis Scott.
Yeah.
I got
This nigga so laid back you can't even hear him. He fading out of existence.
And the rest is just you.
See that,
Bars
nigga?
telling your stories.
Yeah.
You older now.
Reference how the world is against you. You feel like the world is against you. Is that how you still feel?
The world don't favor the vultures. You know what I'm talking about? So lately I just been like most of them. I'm gonna like it.
I don't know what the fuck that nigga just said.
You did the race.
I'm like, man, fuck this shit. Cutting leg monitor off, and go what's so crazy. My grand aunt who adopted me called the police on me
again.
Like, this is real life facts. Like,
wow.
I ain't capping at all.
She
called the police on me again, but now that I'm older, I know she didn't do it to hurt me. She felt like I was going down the wrong path, and I felt like she rather me be in juvenile and dead if I wasn't gonna listen to her. She rather me be locked up than dead. But when I cut the monitor off this time, I went on the run. Like, I stopped going to her house for like 2 months. Shit? Damn, I'm young. I keep going from my grandma's house, my auntie house, my homeboy house, my cousin house every night. Like, I'm 13
Godspeed.
years old in the streets. Like,
Sahu Avatar.
All the older dudes know I'm on the run. They're like, little bro hot, little bro on the run, little bro 13 years old, you feel me? I'm riding the bike everywhere, just struggling to eat type shit. Like, I gotta ride out the bike all the way because I don't know how to drive at this age. I got some little partners and shit. We hop on the bike, go to my grandma's house, get something to eat, dip back out. Then it got to the point where my PO was actually going like on everywhere I used to go at on the leg monitor. That's every place she went when I cut it off. She started going, and the little juvenile SWAT team or whatever. So it got to the point where I ain't had nowhere to go. I'm like, man.
Now let's talk about Sahu. Now, Sahu take dro, Molly, pills, right?
Sahu do the drug that just came out.
Coming out.
That's all you had. Any drug that just came out, Sahu on it. Like I'm riding through our
right. Like the new drug, the drugs that the teenagers is using.
Yeah, the new one is Molly. At first it was X. You know what I'm saying? Scientific experiments. They all scientific experiments. You know what I'm saying? But I remember I was riding with my buddy, and he was going to get an X pill, and I'm driving, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, no, I'm on driving the passenger seat. And he's like, yo, they throwing up the X, right? It wasn't hood X, but it was another X. So these motherfuckers running, they look like straight cartoon characters. So where the nigga feet start running before his body, and his body leans back. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck is he doing? He's like, how many you want? And he, like a spring. And she's like, he off the X pills. And I'm like, damn. How you gonna sell drugs and be on drugs at the same time? That's the shit Sahu be on.
I'm about to go home tonight, man. My grand auntie house, I'm like, man, I'm about to go home tonight. They probably not been to the house a couple times. They probably ain't gonna. The night might not be the night they come. You feel me? I probably could go sleep then. Be gone 8 o'clock in the morning.
It's circadian rhythm fucked up.
She called him for some of you while I was asleep.
So you were basically homeless for all this time, like sleeping on couches and that type of thing.
Yeah, but I won't say homeless because I was going to my biological mom.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you're just jumping around.
Real family member's house.
So Sahu pop his own shit, basically.
Hell yeah, pop his own shit. Yeah, all day long. All day long.
Now what about the Reggie? Does Sahu he sell Reggie or he just sell straight loud? Or you don't even matter?
Sahu sell whatever.
Yeah.
Sahu sell whatever.
Okay,
He sell what it don't even matter. But his preference is Kush, Reggie, or X pills. He don't really fuck with the blows, because that's like a grown man drug. He got to be up too early for the blows. You know, the dopings want they shit.
So the younger drugs.
Yeah, he wants the younger drug. The blows, he got, you know, it's grown man. You got to be up like a job site who ain't on that. So yeah, and the crack is
right.
It's just, you know, too much thinking. So he'd rather just, you know, the social drugs. You can get out like that.
No, what's the point of all of this? What is the goal? What is the
what, Sahu behind Sahu, or we talking about Sahu?
Right, what is why is he doing this? What is the point? Like, what is the goal, man? Like, what's our future, man?
This automatic response. Ain't no goals to automatic response. Everything is automatic reaction. Touching me, touch you back. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Ain't nothing, no thoughts now. They think after the fact. Only time you'll catch Sahu thinking is when he's sitting on that cold ass bench in the joint, like, damn, Joe, why the fuck was I thinking? What was I thinking? Why did I do
he don't go back to school? Why can't I just go back to school and just get education? Like they say, okay, well, shit, what do we do? You know?
But some of you while I was asleep.
So you were basically homeless for all this time, like sleeping on couches and that type of thing.
Yeah, but I won't say homeless because I was going to my biological mom.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you're just jumping around.
Real family member's house.
Okay, so then your grand aunt calls the police on you again, and then they lock you back up.
I go back to juvenile, and I go back to juvenile. This time I do like 3 months. And I get out again. This time they let me out with no leg monitor. I've been out a cool 4-5 months. Then it's so crazy because I've been walking with my homeboys actually to my daddy mama house, my grandmother, my grand aunt sister, my grandmother.
What the fuck is you talking about? Oh my God, y'all can y'all feel this thinking through this conversation?
We was walking by.
Look what Tavistock Institute of Social Engineering has done to our children.
Guns. And I'm the one got caught stealing the cap gun. Everybody stole the cap gun. Like, we young.
Cap gun's what, $1.50?
Yeah, but we young, you feel me? We just...
Nah, I feel you.
All us walking there and still we go one by one, still a cap gun. We so young and dumb, we don't even know, like, all us taking turns going in there, stealing a cap gun. You feel me? So boom, down. I go in there, steal a cap gun. I guess the lady at the desk already.
This nigga so young. His war stories sound like water balloon fight shit.
As soon as I get the cap gun, I put it in my pants under my shirt. I'm trying to walk out of $90. I see the 2 officers walking in. My heart go to beat, and I'm like, damn. Boy, I know they about to grab me, but I'm like, boy, I probably. I'm so when you young, you dumb.
You is young.
So what is
He
just told
you. Reality. Look at this world. He got big ass potholes side of craters. He got abandoned apartment buildings next to occupied buildings. He got crackheads and dope fiends running around. This is when he's born. He sees this. Then he got niggas fighting in school, metal detectors in school. Then he got cop cameras in the air, monitoring his moves and whereabouts. Then you got the police putting him on a car, taking his bread, whipping his ass all motherfucking day.
You be young and dumb. You feel me? When you doing shit you ain't got no business, you don't really know how to do it. You feel me? That's what gets you fucked up. So I'm like, man, I'm just about to walk out like I'm normal. Man, I get out the door now. So when I get out the door, the police, I turn around, I see the police, the lady pointing at me, and the police like about to come right after me. How about I hop on a bike that was on the ground, that was outside? It had to be somebody who was going to $30 bike. Tried to run from the police on a bike.
These some cute war
I'm
stories.
so dumb. I'm going the way that these folks just came from, and they got backup actually coming because I guess they knew it was a couple of us stealing out the stove.
Then he got his chick talking shit to him and trying to box, and he boxing her at the same time. Then he got his mama talking shit about, nigga, I need some money, I'm broke, and his daddy been gone. So need I say more? We can keep going. How many niggas dying in front of him died when
You understand what you saying is a hopeless situation. You saying there's no
it ain't hopeless. Now, he can always find hood X. Nah, it ain't that hopeless. He can see his actions before he do them. So it's kind of hard to do some shit and you know what's already gonna happen. He just don't know what's gonna happen. In his mind, they show him death and they show him the penitentiary, but in his mind, he that ain't gonna happen to him until it happened to him. But in his mind, all that time, that ain't gonna happen to him. He's seeing.
Wait, hold on. Go back. What you just say?
In his mind, that ain't gonna happen to him
until it happens to him.
What's not gonna happen to him?
What's happening to him?
Penitentiary, or none of the evils.
Why?
Because he's.
Let me show you.
Man, police had caught me and locked me up. Matter of fact, I was going across the train tracks and the man told me stop. He was like, stop. If you stop, I ain't gonna take you to juvenile. I just want you to turn that bike back. And I stopped just on some young and dumb jive. Went to juvenile again for stealing out the store and theft by receiving stolen property. Went to juvenile again, like I got a real big juvenile history.
Fuck.
Right.
Godspeed, pray for these kids.
Like 4 months this time. This is the longest I ever really just sat in the juvenile. Right.
Trying to think.
I got out again.
Okay.
House arrest.
That's
all right, so now I'm to the point where I know, like, man, if I keep going outside, I'm going to keep going to jail, man. I ain't trying to go back to that shit, because now people moving up grades, and I see all the people who I'm supposed to be at school with, you feel me?
What?
Moving up to a grade or whatever, and I'm still stuck at the same point in life. Like, I feel left out as a child, because my brother and all them going to little parties, and I'm on Facebook seeing all the young niggas with the new Jordans and their little females, and I'm young. I'm like, damn, why I ain't got no hoes?
Because you locked up all the time. This nigga dumb as fuck.
You know, like you go outside, man, and it's quiet, the birds flying. You don't think nobody watching, but somebody is watching. That's how he thinks. He's not aware that people are watching. You know what I'm saying? So when he go outside do some dirt, he don't know it's 50 eyes on him already. You know what I'm saying? He's thinking because he don't see nobody, ain't nobody out there.
Okay.
That's an example. But his mind is thinking cartoon mode. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying cartoon mode is, you know, like cartoon character always like the Jerry always fucking with Tom. Jerry, right. The rat don't never think he can get caught. And Tom never catch him. You know what I'm saying? That's what Sahu think from a shorty. He think like he Jerry the mouse and Tom chasing him.
Like he just not gonna get caught. That's okay. I see what you're saying.
He ain't gonna get caught. He just blocked that out.
So you're a little arrogant. He's a little arrogant, basically. That's what you're saying.
He needs to block that out in order for him to take out his actions. If he thought he was gonna get caught, then it leads to a conscience. Then he gotta get something to start thinking about before he do shit. So if you know he want to go out there and rob a nigga, he can't rob a nigga if he think about the consequences. So he just think that he block it out of his mind. That ain't gonna happen to me. So
why I'm this? Why I'm that? Cause I'm a juvenile bird. I keep going back and forth to juvenile. Nobody know me no more. Right. I stay in jail every other month. I started going to juvenile in the 6th grade. You feel me? And that's the last grade I actually. That's the highest grade I ever been to.
Oh, you never went back to school after 6th grade?
I never went back to school after 6th grade.
Can you read and write?
Yeah, I can read and write.
I'm just checking.
You barely talk. Stop lying.
Okay, I know how to do everything it is to do. It's common sense.
I'm checking. Floyd Mayweather.
You ain't have it become common sense now that you're on the show. Or all them times you went to jail. And you shit funny. Don't let this motherfucker speak.
So you get out of 17.
Oh, nah.
What?
I'm going to lead you up the high.
You did.
I caught my 2 years. All right, now I get up the leg one, and I'm getting older now.
What?
Now I'm realizing I'm smoking weed all the time. I'm realizing, man, I need money for weed. Cause I'm starting to get addicted to weed. There's something that, like back in the day, it was just when I was young, it was just loud.
You still is young, nigga.
Drove loud and mid. That's all. And perk, but perk wasn't really no. Perk was, I guess it was. I never really. I don't smoke perk nowadays.
You sound like you got it.
But I never really got the chance to smoke perk as a youngin'. You feel me? Cause it was like a higher.
You missed that.
You feel me? I don't know. So
I need to get a beat.
So I was smoking straight mid as a young nigga, and it was $5 for a gram of mid, and I had to get a pom or a swisher. Feel me? A nigga always needed $6, but I got so old. I got so like I'm going to juvenile.
I'm gonna diagnose this.
Then he can step forth into his actions of going to do what he's gonna do.
Okay, hold on. I think we got a question on the line. Somebody got a question?
Yeah. Somebody else on the line?
Yeah, we gotta diagnose this nigga. I can't even, man. Listen to him talk. He just pause and goes to left field and then go back to the center field. Like, what the fuck? And when you see him walking back and forth on the streets, that's how
area when you got such a high crime rate with the youth and especially black youth. I was wondering about their relationships with their families. Like, could you kind of explain, like, how his relationship with his mom versus his dad or his sister and brother and, you know, his siblings and stuff?
All right, well, let me walk you through it. Moon beaming and one night, moon beaming. In this world, ain't no fucking birds flying at night. The bats flying. So we got the moon beaming, the bats flying. Slowly but surely through this window. You got a woman sitting there talking shit on the phone, walking back and forth. This motherfucker, I told this motherfucker. God damn it, fuck this shit. Sahu was about 8 years old, maybe 10 at the time. Fuck this shit. We about to get evicted out this motherfucking crib. The motherfuckers woo, and I got damn it, they finna come get my motherfucker. Fuck this shit. Shit everywhere in the crib. You got his older brother in the room. Sahu get up, walk in the room, try to get away from that shit. His older brother, he open the door. Like, what up, nigga? What the fuck you doing? He's like, oh, my baby. He's like, man, Joe, shit, don't you better knock before you come in here. And then he look around, mom, over here, come in. His brother got a pistol on the bed and a bag of cocaine, chopping it up.
Sound
like,
familiar?
You know what this is? This
2013 is when this was made.
Oh, shit, no, this cocaine, nigga.
He was going through it while he was making it.
You about to get down on this one day. Let me show you, big brother tell you so that he show him how to do the cocaine. Like, what's he grab the pistol? He's like, oh, put that down, shorty. Man, we're going to talk about that later. We walk out that motherfucking room after he just bagged up a couple of rocks, you know what I'm saying? His mama still bitch. Nigga, what? Boy, go in there and give me something to drink. Yeah, he like, what you want, mama? She's like, grab me that Miller's Light. So, okay, he grabbed the Miller's Light. She started talking shit. He give her the motherfucking Miller's Light. Now he sits there. And then she said, hold on. I got a phone call to collect call from China Mac Miller. Hello? What's up, baby? What's going on? How the kids? Nigga, what the fuck is you? Why is you calling me? I told you don't call. This your daddy, nigga. This is, I told you don't call me no more. Woo, you know what I'm saying? Woo, get you. Man, hang up on the nigga. So now he sit down. Mom, can I go outside and play? Remember, it's like 12 o'clock at night. Go ahead, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. So he run outside. Goddamn it, he's standing there and shit. And rocks blow, block. Dude, dead on the run back in the crib.
It kind of sounds like a scene from Menace to Society when Kane was a little boy and he was at the party running around and all the adults was giving him beer.
It's his relationship to his mother is straight. She hollering at his ass all day. No knowledge, no talk, no grandma sit at the table rubbing the table with the pancakes, blueberry pancakes on the table, talking about, baby boy, let me tell you about life.
Shut up.
Shut up all day. Shut up, sit down. Sit your ass down. Shut up. Stupid motherfucker. That's it. With his father, ain't man. He don't even know that motherfucker. He seen him twice, and he always hear that he called. But his mama always hanging up. So that's dead. That's the son has left the earth.
So he don't even know he got a daddy.
Well, yeah, he know. Yeah, he don't even. He really, and he never seen it. He only seen it on TV. So genetically and eternally, no, he don't never know he had a daddy. This all he sees is his mama. So the son left the earth. Daddy gone locked up. Now the earth get cold as hell. Mama cold. It's cold outside. The sun leaves. The earth gonna go cold. Mama cold as hell. She talk mad shit. and the brother lost too. So now he has no other images, but this what the fuck is gonna get him out of this situation? Now either he conform or die. So what you think Sahu gonna do? He gonna conform. First he tried to play the role, like, hey, y'all wanna play? Man, get the fuck out of here, whatever his name is. We try to sell us some box. You wanna go play goddamn it hopscotch? I ain't on that shit or basketball, nigga. This is kids. So they gone too. So he like, whoa, shit, these niggas trying to sell drugs already. Nigga, hit this joint. He like, nah, nigga, you gonna punch him in his chest. Nigga, hit the joint.
Juvenile meeting all these niggas, burglary, armed robbery, this. I'm starting to learn more bad habits in juvenile from other niggas like burglary. I started breaking in houses at a young age. Like, started breaking in houses and stuff in juvenile. And one time I broke in this house and I found a 38 revolver. I'm like 14, then it's my first gun I ever had.
We're gonna get it in tonight,
So
just for the
older
shorties.
nigga actually took it from me. I'm so
Y'all
young.
wanna know why?
You feel me, nigga? Young nigga, older nigga actually took it from me, which is my cousin. You feel me?
It was a damn nightmare.
Found a 38 revolver. After I found that, I noticed, bro, I keep hitting licks. I hit a lick, get a TV, and like me and my little partners when we was young, we used to go on like 61st Street on the west side of where I'm from, like on the west side in Savannah. You feel me? And that's why all the niggas was selling work at and stuff when I was a young nigga or whatever. That was all like a bunch of niggas was getting money. Like that was some older niggas that I knew. I used to take the TV and stuff to them and they used to buy it. And then it got to the point where I started hitting licks on it became a trend. Like me and my partners like are going on the east side. Where my grandma them stayed at. Hit licks all on the east side, all through Forsyth Park, like in the neighborhoods and stuff, like in the hoods and stuff. And this when it got to the point where we started like going on Forsyth Park, like where the big houses at, like where a lot of Caucasian.
I thought you had a thought before these thoughts.
Like looking for bigger stuff. My first time ever trying to break in a big house, I got caught due to the silent alarm.
Surveillance everywhere.
Went to juvenile.
Shit.
I did 15 months off that burglary. I did 15 months.
Agent Smith all over your ass. You ain't got the slightest thought that something can be wrong.
You feel me?
You went to jail 26.5 before I could speak. So let's say 27.
Cigarettes and all type of shit. Went back to juvenile.
Here we go, 27.
I did a total of 15 months. Got out. Got a real car.
I'm not rewinding this shit, y'all. This is playing straight through.
With my partners and stuff, like I went
this
down
real.
one path and I got bigger and better at what I did. Shit, gang banging, riding the stolen cars, toting guns, and staying out all night on another side of town, hanging outside all night, walking the streets. You feel me? Just whatever, like hot.
Game over. And now they smoking cigarettes 11 years old. He got stressed at 11 years old. So now you have it. That's his relationship with his parents.
What's wrong with these kids?
No love, all hate.
I think you had another question.
Go ahead.
You got another question? Yeah. I was just wondering, like, what about the community in Sahu? Does he have any like people that he can go to and talk to, like maybe counselors or somebody else outside of the family? Like, does he have friends, or is he like in his world by himself?
No, he got friends. He got friends in his mind. Because his conscience still talking because he at a young age. So yeah, he in the world by himself because his conscience still talking to him. But he thinks he the only one think like this. The other kids think like this too. They just ain't gonna say nothing because they're young. They still got conscience. So it's fighting that BS. And it's telling him, but now probably he got friends in probably counseling. He can't get to counseling because he don't know that's where he need to go. He can't turn himself to counseling. The counselors ain't gonna come out and get him. So that's dead. And, you know what I'm saying? And then if he did go to counseling, it's all on autopilot and auto-tune, meaning it's not nothing. It's not really just a counselor reading from her texts Okay, say this, say this, say this. Does he look weary? Okay, say this. And Sahu see through that, and don't let him go to church. But it's not safe for him to go through these paths and get turned down because he'll wind up either killing himself or killing everybody around him because he see the world as hopeless. So he's better off that he never even try to even see that these disappointments is before him if he try to get help for himself, which he don't even know who he gonna go to. The church. His mama go to church and look how she acting. She don't know that his family don't know he can see through that. Like, okay, you go to church all your life, but this is how you acting, calling me stupid.
When this was made.
Nah, he ain't got no counselor. His only counselor is mate.
Hot on some young hot boy shit. Like now I'm at the age where I'm 14 now, and older niggas looking at you like, oh, one of these young niggas try me, I'ma kill him. Cause around that time, young niggas started thugging for real. Like young niggas was shooting that shit. Like this around 2013, 2014, young niggas was. It was little niggas starting to kill older niggas and shit. So older niggas went playing with young niggas. That's when the first like in my generation, like
this was made in 2019.
Get killed. It was a dude.
Time traveling, y'all.
I
we wrote his life, created this show about his life, and now he's telling you what we're telling you.
A couple times, like I seen him. I had a couple conversations with him at Juvenile and stuff, like being on the same unit with him and stuff, and hearing a lot of people talk about him, but I never really went with him.
Y'all gonna learn what he go through. We gonna listen.
Really
I know it's tiresome.
For real, like you ever heard of Chicago?
I'm going through it.
Yeah, that's the one that Tupac was kind of. That's what caused Yummy Sandifer. Tupac was real upset over that shit because he started wilding out on one of his concerts about that shit, and it caused a riot with like the GDs and the BDs and stuff like that. Yummy was a young kid whose own gang killed him because I guess he was like a witness to a murder or something like that.
Oh no, it ain't nothing like that.
Oh, you're talking about a different person. Okay,
I'm saying you probably I don't really know the background of Lil Yummy, but every young nigga back in my day knew who like Lil Yummy was. Saheem was like a Lil Yummy. Like,
this is Sahu.
He was really thugging.
Rondo.
You feel me?
I don't know the story of Sahu.
Killed, and after that, it seemed like young niggas.
Sahu is out of the middle net too.
So young niggas was toting guns, and Savannah was getting.
That's
it right there. It's so crazy because Saheem like had that same little look.
Same little look.
Is there any positive about Sahu?
Yeah, that he's alive. If
that's it.
Basically, and if he can be turned, that means from if he can make it out the warrior mode to the sensei mode, that's the positive that he'll be ruthless. He'll be ruthless. You know what I'm saying? Because he has been through.
Can you say that one more time?
If he can make it through hell, he can get to heaven.
That.
Yeah, the people on the bottom, the world doesn't favor.
Yeah, the world don't favor the vulture.
Yeah.
I don't really believe in karma, but I feel like the world it don't favor us. So I gotta stop like living and thugging so hard so the world can soften up around me.
That's interesting. You're even taking responsibility for your own energy you putting out, which is dope. What brought you to that realization?
You should just say God. Let's see what Kane talking about.
Fruit, like a good tree, ain't gonna.
Fuck you mean good tree? You Kane? Did y'all hear this? Y'all hear Kane? No, talk up. No.
Just that. What made you? You said something.
Fuck these dumb questions.
You don't really believe in karma.
Ask him what he just got to talking about.
But then
I don't want to believe.
Because then you followed it up by saying, "But you want to put out better energy to get." So it seems like you're struggling.
Can't don't let him do you like that, nigga. Mason, we're playing.
I just don't want to believe in karma. I don't want to believe that.
You want to be.
So it just don't exist.
I don't want to feel like that.
So
the tree don't hit, make no noise in the forest.
Because you don't want to think that the stuff that has happened in the past would come back.
Sahu.
So if he can make it out of all that and some type of way try to turn itself towards the light. That's the supreme darkness with supreme light. You see what I'm saying? Most motherfuckers ain't been through shit. They only on light, supreme light. So they really like, you know, it's like butter, and it's like it tastes like just like butter. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that. They ain't never been through nothing, you know. So if he got a gift, he done been through something. His problem is if he can make it to the light, he can't be stopped.
But at the same time, if you do believe in it, it does mean that moving forward, the energy that you put out could bring back positive energy.
Sort of.
So
it's kind of like contradicting. But at the same time, I don't want to believe in karma.
We are all walking contradictions. So be comfortable in that space.
Yeah.
You gotta also know the universe doesn't give second chances, man. Hopefully this time you're gonna have a better outcome. And you know, don't fight the universe either.
You're super successful, but can you talk about the new artists that you've signed?
So now you see with the eyes of the street, you can see, you can smell it since its height, and its survival mode is height in the body of beast, but the mind is a sanctuary. You see what I'm saying? It's really military training. It just gets shot, killed in the war. You know what I'm saying? So who never make it out the war? 9 times out of 10.
Like, he was really living like that, so after he got killed, it seemed like older niggas went to killing young niggas back to back.
Yeah, Yummy basically, he killed someone. He was, you know, he committed murder, arson, or armed robbery, and then he was murdered by his own gang. That feared that he'd become. He would tell him. So
Man's about you.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. I just know that Sahin was a young dude.
You want to know how FBG Duck
think? A lot of my partners who I kick it with, man, like a lot of my partners, my homeboys, it's actually his family members. Like my partners who I look at as family is actually blood.
Sahu,
family was Sahin.
Avatar.
It's crazy, but after he got killed, Savannah kind of went through the roof. Everybody, a lot of young niggas were getting shot and killed back and forth. So that's another reason I was thugging. Like, I was like, man, I'm out here hitting licks and shit. Ain't no telling who know I done broken their house or I done did this and that. Ain't no telling who know about this. I done been in this many fights in juvenile with this nigga and that nigga, and they on the streets. They probably doing the same thing I'm doing. So it got to the point where I felt like I needed protection.
Where does Sahu? We all come from. We all get our influence from somewhere. Where does Sahu get his influence? Like what influences him?
The streets, his peers, the TV, the videos, everything around him influences him. He's a shorty. He's a sponge. He's still absorbing, but he's absorbing all the wrong shit, and it's making him retarded. But he doesn't know he's retarded. He's functionally retarded, which is very dangerous. Because in the retardation, the mind is not thinking correct, but it doesn't know it's not thinking correct. So that's ruthless and a retard. That's retarded. He don't even know he's crazy.
When I went to the county jail or whatever, I did like 5 months because I still had charges from juvenile prison when I was in youth development campus from fighting officers and doing all kind of crazy stuff, just going hard up the road, you feel me? And when I got locked up in Savannah for the possession of firearm, I called my cousin. I was like, man, I ain't got no bond. This is my first time in real jail. And you know, once you turn 17, I turned 17 and went to jail. You know, once you turn 17, your juvenile record disappeared.
Yeah.
But I still had charges for something which they was pressing on me, but wasn't all the way went through yet. And when I turned 17, that's when they pressed them on me because they wanted to charge me as an adult.
And we
But he kind of knows.
You said
his conscience shoot out at him, but he got to kill that. He got to kill that. No, he keep doing the bullshit he be doing. Every shorty know what's right and wrong. They know that bullshit, they be on be wrong. But then after they do it, they numb themselves. They keep they doing it, they numb it, they numb it, they find one good reason to say fuck the world. That you have it or not to go and kill it.
You feel me? So shit, I went to the county jail for a gun. Ended up having a state hold because I got charges in America, Georgia. When America, Georgia did like 5-6 months. Got out, kept going back and forth to the county jail, and then I went to the county jail 4 times.
And then Chicago,
he's influenced by all things.
Hell yeah, in the beginning, yes sir, because he's looking for who he is. Looking for somebody he is. He's looking for a culture. He's looking at every young man asking himself, what the fuck am I and who am I?
After I got out the 4th time, shit, 9, I'm 17 years old, going on 18 now. Like, I got experience. Only thing I'm known for is going to jail. I got to the point where I'm like, man, I can't keep doing this shit.
I mean, it's a shitty way to live.
I
mean, you're not really living. You're just going from cage to cage, basically.
You feel me? And it's getting older and better.
Yeah.
I started rapping and I made a song and it took off in my city called First Day Out.
You see everything else. Chinatown, Jewtown, Greek Town, but you don't see Black Town or whatever you want to call it. You don't see Brown Town or you don't see the colored man town. You don't see that. Then go to the streets. Who am I? Shit, that shit them niggas talking. He ain't that. The stuff the woman talking. He ain't that. Because what she wanted is a good man. So basically, she want a man that's gonna do everything she want. He want. She want.
Now you kind of going into what I was gonna ask you about. Now you said Delilah plays a part in this whole little
Delilah
game. Now, hold on. Before we go into that, I do want to ask: is there anybody else on the line? Because I do see other people in the room, but I just want to know if they're on the line. Is it?
That rush. You know what I'm saying? Like Sahu will be in the car with he driving. Delilah car, she's sitting back eating the Cheetos. You know what I'm saying? They got the Rick Ross and Lil Wayne playing. Riding over power fast as hell. And you know what I'm saying? She's like, damn, nigga. And then he'll pull up in the middle of the street. Hey, Joe, y'all got some motherfucking kush. Y'all got that good shit. Hey, Joe, give me some money. You got, you know what I'm saying? But we feeling another. He just feeling the thrill like, ooh. And Mason had the thought about it one day.
And I was with my partner named OZ. He called the cameraman named ASN Media Group, Taz Gutter. He shoot a lot of videos where I'm from in Savannah. Taz Gutter pulled up. No. He called hang what his name is. I can't remember his name. I think his name is. I think he made beats and shot videos. I can't really remember his name. It was so long ago. But I shot a video with him. It went viral then. And one of my partners from Florida House who had a studio in his house, and I used to always go over there and be rapping at the studio and stuff with one of my older cousins, which name is Flash. But I got to the point where I was like, man, fuck this music shit. I was just on some street shit. We hopped out and ran from the police, and I'm the one got caught again, and they charged me with the gun in the stolen car. I went to juvenile again, and shit, the judge was tired of giving me chances. This time she gave me 24 months.
2 years.
Sent me off the road, and actually, when I went off the road, this is what made me catch the 2 years. All my charges that I had in the cycle, I had 2 burglaries, simple batteries, banging government property, tampering with government property. That's for cutting the land money out. 2 different attorneys from not going to school. Just it looked like I had a little history or whatever. It just looked like I was young, doing a lot of different stuff. Which now that I'm older, it actually looked like that. It looked like I'm going down the path that when I turned 18, 19, that I probably would have been doing worse. And the judge asked, so she actually gave me 2 years.
And
Exactly.
has
So who ain't never been off the block?
they didn't try it.
So who ain't never been off the block? So who like probably just say 15 miles from here, he ain't never been. He like, whoa, the fuck is this? He never been. He don't have that exposure. All he do, that's a good thing you bring it up, because if he did have that exposure, just a trip to Jamaica, Italy, or Germany, or Africa, it will change, because he'll see how small his thinking is, just and he'll feel it. You know what I'm saying? But he never would. You know, he ain't gonna make it off the block. As far as he has to go is maybe a trip to the town over. You know, but other than that, nah, he has no exposure.
24 months. I went to juvenile prison. I went to Sumter Youth Development Campus. I spent like 6-7 months in the juvenile detention center in my city. Then I actually went off the road, and after I came from out the road, I came back. I was on a clean slate. Like after I got up from out the road for doing my 24 months, I came back to my great auntie house. I was 16 years old.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a slick one. How they keep Sahu from downtown in Chicago. They raised the parking prices, so he can't go downtown unless he got some money to park.
I went when I was like 13, going to 14. Got out like I went when I was 14 and got out 2 months before I turned 17. Like I said, got out. Grand auntie kicked me out, like I told you at the beginning. When she kicked me out, I started towing guns. I was back towing guns, and I actually went to the county jail for possession of firearm.
Now changed, you know what I'm saying, to the crackjack, but it's a lot of money to Sahu. So the child that is have a father and mother and is on the right path, we steer towards that because it looks cool. You know what I'm saying? And it's a flood of it. Because they don't, in the flood in Sahu, he don't have nothing to look at. What are you going to look at? National Geographic, General Hospital? I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying? So he has no outlet to become the Heru avatar. So what they're doing is they flooding the airways, they flooding the TV, they flooding everything with the bullshit. And then the penitentiary say, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to pay you niggas off the death rate. Fuck all them radio sales, CDs, and all that sales. If you can make the penitentiary and the murders go up, we're going to hit you with checks. But in a form of an advertisement, or endorsement, or business deal, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So they say, okay, Gucci Man said, okay, they phone number for and what's that motherfucker name? Trinidad James, Pop the Molly, I'm sweating. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They said, okay, you did good.
Right.
He didn't do it again, so you don't hit shit else from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, nigga, you thought we sell CDs? Nigga, we sell culture of death.
So you drop that song, and it starts to buzz. This is your first time, you know, really feeling some sort of legal success. You know, you're doing something that's not going to get you sent to jail that people are fucking with. How did that feel to finally do something? You know, because I assume during this time you didn't have any jobs or anything else like that. You were just hustling.
I tried to get a job, but that didn't work out. I ain't gonna necessarily listen. It's crazy because I've been making little Instagram snippets, beating on cars and stuff on my panky. So a lot of older niggas in my city who had money or whatever been trying to sign me and stuff, but I always been on some shit like, man, I ain't signing to these niggas. You feel me? Because I actually had some more older partners, which were my day ones, like
the fuck is you talking about?
Kiwan and them, they actually had money. They had a lot of money, so I've been seeing 20 bands. I've been seeing 20 bands, 10 bands, 5 bands, 30 bands. I've been seeing all this type of money and stuff.
Since when? You just
so
get in jail?
I always knew. I always felt like, why would I sign for something I already seen? If I sign for something, it got to be something unbelievable. So a lot of older niggas in my city, I won't even say their names, you feel me? Because some people might.
Y'all see his purpose.
So, like,
already hit tonight. Godspeed.
Type of way about the situation. I don't give a fuck.
MK Ultra Mind Programming.
But
Manchurian Candidate.
They a lot of people tried to sign me. A lot of older niggas in my city, and I don't fuck with none of them because now that I'm older, I know like really you was trying to finesse a nigga.
Tutu, Golden Animal, Jack West.
You feel me? You was gonna try to finesse him.
And what's your relationship with him? How do you know him?
I really felt like, all right, I was getting into some good shit.
Just from different areas.
And how did you connect with him? How did you discover his music?
Sit up, nigga.
Look, man, at this point, it's a pleasure to meet you, man. You know,
Mason.
looking at all your cases and everything you've been through, and I know
Sahu,
the recent one right now is very
Godspeed,
sensitive. And with respect to everybody involved in that case, we can't get into details.
God of everything.
But we take sexual assault here serious, and we can't, get into details. But we hope, to have you back so we can have a deeper conversation about that because, this is
Come
serious
to Mason head.
We're hearing these
Let's see him handle this. Not like Sahu.
One thing we were talking about on the show today that for some reason I just have a hunch
without
that you don't care about. The idea that landing on the moon was a conspiracy. Kodak, do you believe that our moon landing in 1969 actually took place?
What the fuck y'all talking about?
You leave me keeping it real every day, it ain't easy. Sorry, this ain't knowing this is peach. Gotta keep a carbon in my reach. Pick and call him Mari out my teeth, babe. This is peach. Gotta keep a carbon in my reach. Pick and call him Mari out my teeth, babe.
Godspeed.
Why you putting forges on the G? I keep spilling coffee on my jean. I don't like you talking, I'm gon' speak.
Godspeed.
You know I needed you, why would you leave me? Keeping it real every day, it ain't easy. Cardigan swallow it, come out next season. Deja Ray, would you just stay with me, please? I'm a blessed little woman like she sneezes. I scored a triple-double for my knees. I just bought a rover for no reason. I'm on house arrest, I can't even leave. Locked up in the pen, but I ain't pee. The water dripping off me, Uncle Fiend. I love my Uncle E, I Uncle Bean. It love my Auntie Chris, that Auntie Dean. It's blowing all this money cause it's free. Scamming in Miami by the beach. Telling on your homies that ain't Z. Boy, I heard you ready for a cheesecake. This is peach. Gotta keep a carbon in my reach. Pick and call him Mari out my teeth, babe. Why you putting forges on the G? I keep spilling coffee on my jean. I don't like you talking, I'm gon' squeeze, babe. Snipers in the beans and little haters sipping on the lean, but I ain't lazy. Deja Ray, fake, check your savings, skeeted on the face. She say I've been smoking coffee with the weed. I'ma keep you healthy, selling peas. Never wanna sign me, what's the plea? Double nines on me, I'm from 18, Louis V, peach color blanket, dogging on these bitches. I got ravens hitting the front and back. I told her face me, I've been getting a lot of money lately. Cardi B, I hope you like your bracelet. Shout to say I'm for a Haitian. I just rent a spider for the weekend. Lying on my dick, but it ain't shit. Get sorry, this ain't orange, this is beat. Gotta keep a carbon in my reach. You can call it Mari out my teeth, babe.
You say peach.
Why you put 40s on the G? I keep spilling coffee on my jeans. I don't like you talking, I'm gon' speed, babe.
Godspeed.
Cracker trying to tell me go to sleep. I've been writing lyrics after 3. Brother told me fucking stick to rapping. Everybody know you about your action. White girl say she feeling peachy. I still smell a pussy on my pinky. Hey, that pussy tastes like tangerine. Sorry, this ain't orange, this is peach. Gotta keep a carbon in my reach. People callin' Mari out my teeth, baby. Why you putting 40s
They will gotta make an Apple song. You know, came out with the peach. Disrespecting the shit out of daddy. Talking about mama got over on daddy. He think he's slick. Adam got over on Eve, got over on Adam. Y'all know what time it is. Godspeed. Baby.